Hey everyone, welcome to Ink Trips, where I'll take you on a journey through art and anecdotes, sketches and stories, drawings and dronings. Of course, if you're a repeat traveler, it's good to have you back. Today I'm doing something a little bit differently again. I'm really excited though to take you on a journey to a fictional destination in celebration of a recent Emmys sweep. Grab your questionable green smoothie and join me on a trip up Schitt's Creek. I had never seen an episode of Schitt's Creek until 2020 happened, and I started seeing memes everywhere featuring these characters. Once I got into it, I became obsessed. I watched the series, all 6 seasons, 3 times in less than a month. Anyway, as always with Ink Trips, we're going to start by planning our itinerary, and I'll do my best to keep this one as spoiler-free for you as possible, in case you haven't seen the show. Let me know in the comments though if you are already a fan. I know there's a massive cult following out there. We're going to kick things off at the Schitt's Creek Motel, that's hotel with an M. All of our meals will be enjoyed at the Café Tropical. Speaking of which, still no good. We've got some business to attend to at the town hall, very serious stuff, followed by a wine tasting. As the sun begins to set, we'll head to the apothecary to enjoy an open mic night, and we'll finish off the day with a party at the barn. So it's time to lose all our money, pack as much as we can into our suitcases, and move to the town where everyone fits in. Schitt's Creek is a Canadian comedy created by father and son duo Eugene and Dan Levy. It features an incredible all-Canadian cast, which to me is like a breath of fresh air, and just recently swept at the Primetime Emmy Awards in all 7 major comedy categories. The series follows the Rose family, Johnny, Moira, David, and Alexis, who begin the series by losing all of their money and are forced to live in this motel. I'm not sure who my favourite character is, but I think I relate best to David. I would usually do all of my illustrations on paper, but I recently ran out of ink on my 0.1 pen, and the other 2 are not as good for finer details. So I'm not going to do faces on paper today. I'll do them all on the computer. Everything else I'll do on paper, that way it's not entirely cheating. The Schitt's Creek Motel is one of the primary settings where we will find our protagonist family. Side note, is protagonist the right word for this family? I'm not even sure. In real life, it's an actual motel, and as of October 2020, it's going up for sale. Time for a bite to eat, and whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, or something in between, we're bound to find something delicious on the menu at Café Tropical. Apart from the motel, the cafe is one of the settings where we might run into all of the Rose family together, but it's also a hotspot for many of the town's locals. According to Annie Murphy, who plays Alexis, the menu is very detailed, having 150 items on it, all with descriptions created by the props department. Just down the road from the cafe is the Schitt's Creek Town Hall, where not only city council meetings are held, but also Jazzy Gals rehearsals. The all-female a cappella group come together at the town hall in preparation to perform at social events. Songs they've covered include It's Raining Men and Islands in the Stream. We might just get inspiration for our open mic night performance at the apothecary later this evening. For now though, it's time for a wine tasting down at Herb Oetlinger's winery. In the lee of a picturesque ridge lies a small, unpretentious winery, one that pampers its fruits like its own babies. I had to include this on our tour because for me, this is where I really fell in love with the show. I mean, don't get me wrong, everything leading up to this moment was great, but this episode just took it to a whole new level. And I won't say more because, again, no spoilers in this video. Now that we've sampled some delicious fruit wine, let's tiptoe tipsily over to the apothecary where it's open mic night. Okay, that's about all the time I can dedicate to the apothecary without spoiling anything. Let's finish this trip off with a bang at the barn. Mutt's barn is the site of several key events in the series, especially in the first couple of seasons. But I'm not here to talk about the barn itself, because this wouldn't be Ink Trips if I didn't reference the ecology of the destination. As we wade through the grass, don't be surprised if we're inundated by June bugs. I had to Google what these insects are, and of course in Australia, we know them by a different name, Christmas beetles. However, if you're from the UK, you might know them better as, and I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, cockchafers. And with that, we've completed our trip to Schitt's Creek. Let's take a look back at our itinerary to see just how we did. I call this one a lesson in perspective for two reasons, because firstly, not only do the Rose family have to learn how to live without money and with each other, but I've also had to learn about perspective, at least from an artistic point of view, while I was drawing these buildings. Thank you so much for joining me on this fiction trip. I really look forward to doing another one of these now that I've started. I have so many other ideas of where else we can go. But don't worry, we'll definitely come back to Schitt's Creek and focus a little more on the characters next time, I think. If you've made it this far into the video and you haven't subscribed yet, then what are you waiting for? I do mostly real-world travel videos in this style almost once a week, so hit that bell icon so you get notified when I am back. I'm also available on Instagram at intrips, where I'll post clues to where we're heading to each week. Until next time,